What baby? That was the question whispered in the back corners of elite dinner parties in Hollywood, murmured behind closed royal gates in Windsor, and now echoed on millions of lips across the world. What baby? You've seen the pictures. The baby bump that disappeared and reappeared. The swaddled bundle of joy in a sepia-toned garden. The doll-like child nestled in a high-profile photo shoot. And then nothing. No birthday footage. No playdates. No organic moments in crowded airports or on sun-drenched Montecito sidewalks. Before we continue, please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell for updates. We're not talking about some obscure celebrity. We're talking about the royal rebel, the Duchess of Sussex, Meghan Markle, and the two children she claims to have birthed with Prince Harry, Archie Harrison Mountbatten Windsor and Lillibet Diana. Two names that made headlines, sparked public obsession, and secured the couple's ongoing royal relevance. But were they ever real in the way we were led to believe? Because now, out of the silence, out of the glittering mess of staged photographs and sealed birth certificates, one friend has spoken. And it wasn't a hater. It wasn't a disgruntled former staffer or a click-hungry tabloid reporter. It was McKee Zajfen, Meghan's close friend. Her ally. Her ride or die. The woman who, knowingly or unknowingly, may have just blown open the lid on a royal mystery so deep, so bizarre, and so deliberately buried that the world didn't even know where to look. But now we know. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. Let me ask you something. Have you ever noticed the missing pieces? The missing footage? The missing public moments that other royal children have always had? Did you think it was just privacy? A coincidence? A decision made out of fear or control? Or is there something much darker hiding in plain sight? Because this isn't just about Meghan anymore. It's not even just about Archie or Lilibet. This is about deception, manipulation, legacy, and possibly the most daring use of surrogacy and identity manipulation in modern royal history. A scheme hiding behind smiles, baby blankets, and coordinated social media posts. And we're going to piece it all together, photo by photo, whisper by whisper, document by document. At the center of it all, a seemingly innocent tribute from McKee Zajfen that, for reasons we'll get into, doesn't match up with the timeline we've all been sold. It's that photo. Yes, that photo, which cracks the surface of the perfect image Meghan Markle has spent years building. Why does it matter now? Because the narrative is unraveling. Deals are falling through. Friends are walking away. Insiders are talking. The truth, or at least pieces of it, are surfacing. And when the person closest to your childbearing journey starts to speak in riddles, deletes images, dodges interviews, and subtly distances herself from the woman she once championed publicly, you have to wonder, what exactly does she know? But before we dive into Kelly's story, before we reveal the hospital mix-ups, the vanishing bumps, the surrogate contracts, and the photos that don't lie, let's take a step back. Let's remind ourselves how perfectly this all played out on the surface. May 6, 2019. The world was told Meghan Markle had given birth to a beautiful baby boy, Archie. It was a chaotic, thrilling announcement. But it was also odd. No hospital photos. No doctors making statements. No baby being held outside on the steps of a hospital, as royal tradition dictates. Instead, we got a delayed photo op. A brief, awkward moment in Windsor Castle with a completely covered baby, Harry and Meghan stiff and rehearsed. Then came 2021. Lillibet Diana. A name that felt like a peace offering, named after the Queen and Diana? Really? But again, no hospital, no nurses, no witnesses. Just an announcement from California and a pixelated photo posted later in a heavily edited family pose. And this wasn't just any royal birth. This was the first royal baby born in the US, outside the UK, in over a century. Yet the details were murky, the timeline suspicious, and the silence deafening. Still, the public accepted it. Why wouldn't they? Until Kelly posted that tribute. An Instagram post that, on the surface, seemed sweet, harmless, maybe even beautiful. But hidden in its caption, its timing, and what it didn't say was a kernel of truth that didn't align with the fairy tale. And when that post was quietly deleted after people began asking questions, real questions, the internet exploded. What was Kelly trying to say? Or more importantly, what was she trying not to say? Let's be real for a moment. Meghan's world has always been carefully curated, controlled. From her time on Suits to her royal wedding, every image has been produced, polished, and protected. That's what made her so powerful. That's what made her dangerous. Because people didn't just love Meghan. They believed her. But what happens when belief turns into doubt? What happens when the story starts to crack, and it's your own friends doing the damage? This isn't the first time Meghan's circle has betrayed her narrative. Remember Jessica Mulroney? The influencer stylist who went silent after a social media feud turned racial and political? Or Serena Williams, whose once public support for Meghan turned into a cold shoulder and cryptic interviews? McKee Zajfen is different though. She didn't feud. She didn't unfollow. She didn't spill tea on camera. She just slipped. And that slip may have exposed the fact that Meghan Markle never carried Archie, or Lilibet, or either of them. Now, before you call this a conspiracy theory, you should know this. Multiple insiders, from palace staff to Hollywood nannies to anonymous former employees, have all echoed the same three chilling claims. Meghan's pregnancies didn't follow natural timelines. No one outside her inner circle ever physically saw her in a delivery setting. The children only appeared after key camera setups were arranged, never spontaneously. But here's the real kicker. Even Prince Harry seems unsure at times. If you've ever watched their Netflix special carefully, there are subtle, heartbreaking moments where Harry stumbles over details. When he talks about the births, his language is vague, disconnected, as if he's memorizing a script, not recounting a memory. And that's where Kelly's voice becomes so crucial. Because she wasn't just a friend. She was there. She was one of the few Meghan trusted completely. She was the one who knew what was happening behind the veil. And yet, instead of clarity, she gave us something stranger, a tribute that read more like an admission, a confession hidden in flowery prose. Why would Kelly do that? Was it intentional? A cry for help? A warning? Or simply a friend stumbling over the weight of a secret too heavy to carry? As we peel back the layers of this story, through blurry photos, deleted tweets, sealed records, and media manipulation, we're going to show you the truth that's been hidden behind baby blankets and PR campaigns. We'll explore how Meghan may have used surrogates while publicly claiming natural birth. We'll examine the shocking inconsistencies in medical records, hospital visits, and timeline overlaps. We'll decode the Hollywood surrogate system Meghan may have accessed, with Kelly as a potential intermediary. And yes, we'll confront the chilling possibility that Archie and Lilibet may not be Meghan's children biologically, or at least not in the way the public was told. This is not a hit piece. It's not tabloid gossip. It's a forensic, emotional, and dramatic exposé built on fragments of truth that finally align. Thanks in part to the one person who was never supposed to say anything at all, Kelly. So buckle up, because what you're about to uncover goes far beyond a family photo album. It's about reputation, power, manipulation, and perhaps the most shocking royal deception since Wallis Simpson. And the twist? We haven't even scratched the surface yet. Because what Kelly did next changed everything. What would you do if one photo, one supposedly innocent tribute post, held the power to unravel the most carefully guarded secret of a duchess? What if that photo didn't just raise questions, but answered some of the ones you didn't even dare to ask? McKee Zajfen didn't post anything dramatic. She didn't make an official statement. She didn't give a press conference. No tell-all book. No cryptic podcast slip-up. Not yet, anyway. Instead, she did what so many mom friends do. She uploaded a Mother's Day tribute. But the internet saw something she didn't expect. It was a photo meant to honor mothers and their children. Specifically, a touching post dedicated to her own late son and to a close friend who, as she wrote, has always been there. Only something about that post felt off. Let's look at the facts. Kelly, co-founder of Alliance of Moms, an LA-based nonprofit supporting young mothers, shared a picture that featured herself in hospital scrubs. She was standing outside a maternity ward, holding baby clothes. Nothing unusual, right? Except for one thing, the caption. "Happy Mother's Day to my beautiful friend," she began. "You are the embodiment of grace, love, and strength. I'll never forget the day I got to hold your child. It changed me." Wait, hold up. I'll never forget the day I got to hold your child. Not, I'll never forget seeing you give birth. Not, I'll never forget watching you become a mother. Not even, I'll never forget meeting your baby. No, she wrote that she held the child. Not witnessed the birth. Not visited in the hospital. Just held the baby. And then came the next twist, the timing. Kelly's post went live exactly 1 day before the public was informed of Lillibet's birth. 1 full day. She posted it as if it was already past, as if the birth had already happened and was behind them. But the official records and palace statement said otherwise. So what gives? Was Kelly referring to Archie? Or Lilibet? Did she mix up the dates? Nope. Because here's the thing. Kelly had never posted about Meghan's kids before. Not even once. So why now? Why Mother's Day? And why that photo? And that's where things get even more twisted. The photo itself, as some eagle-eyed users discovered, was not recent. Based on metadata from the original upload and background clues from the hospital signage, the image was from nearly 2 years earlier. 2 years. Why recycle that old photo? Why use it for a Mother's Day post about Meghan? And if the photo wasn't about Lillibet's recent birth, as the date would suggest, then why did the caption make it seem like she had just visited a newborn? Even more curious, was Kelly actually in the hospital with Meghan? Let's pause here. This is Meghan Markle we're talking about, someone who made privacy into a brand. A woman who managed to keep a $14 million Montecito estate hidden from public records for over a year. Someone who sued tabloids for publishing half a letter. And yet, she let a friend photograph her newborn in a hospital room? Or was this post not even about Meghan's biological child at all? Because that's where the speculation exploded. The theory that Meghan had used a surrogate had been circling for years. Royal watchers had dissected every image of her baby bump, the infamous folding belly video, the wildly fluctuating size of her stomach, the awkward way she squatted in heels during late pregnancy, without a hint of discomfort. But until Kelly's post, it was mostly whispers, mostly online rumors. This was different. This was someone inside Meghan's circle. Someone trusted. Someone intimate enough to be allowed near the baby. And she wasn't just posting a tribute. She was, even if unintentionally, making a timeline mistake. Here's where things started to unravel even faster. In the hours after Kelly's post went up, sharp-eyed Twitter users began asking questions. Comments started pouring in. Wait, wasn't Lillibet born tomorrow? Why does this look like a hospital in LA, not Santa Barbara? Is that the NICU at Cedars-Sinai? Then the hospital ID badge in the corner of the photo was zoomed in on. And you guessed it, it was from a facility not connected to Meghan's publicly claimed birthing location. Which begged the question, was Meghan even in Santa Barbara when Lillibet was born? Or was she never in labor at all? Now here's the real twist. Just 12 hours after the post went viral, Kelly quietly deleted it. No explanation. No correction. No repost. Just gone. Wiped. If it had been an honest mix-up, a photo uploaded with wrong timing or referencing a different friend, wouldn't a clarification have come immediately? Wouldn't Kelly have said, "Oops, sorry, this was about someone else"? But she didn't. She deleted it. Scrubbed it. As if the post had become radioactive. And when reporters reached out for comment, nothing. Silence. Now pause again. Think about this. Meghan is fiercely litigious. Her legal team is known for moving fast. If Kelly's post had been incorrect, don't you think Meghan would have had her team issue a statement denying it? Calling it misinformation? Maybe even throwing Kelly under the bus? But no, nothing from Meghan either. And if you know anything about PR in Meghan's world, silence is never just silence. It's usually a sign that something has been broken. So what exactly was Kelly holding in that hospital? Some theorists believe the baby she referenced wasn't Meghan's child at all, but a surrogate's. That Meghan had arranged for Kelly to be present at the delivery, not as a support person, but as a handler, a close friend to collect the baby and deliver it into Meghan's arms post-birth. That's right. Some believe Meghan was never in the hospital. And Kelly? Kelly was the one who picked up the child. If true, it would explain the way she wrote that caption. The emotional language. "I'll never forget the day I held your child." That sounds less like a friend visiting a baby, and more like someone playing a role in an adoption-style handoff. And remember, Kelly is a vocal advocate for surrogate parenting. Her organization has worked closely with women in difficult pregnancies, fertility treatments, and young motherhood. She is embedded in the world of unconventional childbirth. Now connect the dots. An experienced surrogate supporter. A duchess with a disappearing baby bump. A hospital photo posted too early. and a caption that makes more sense if Meghan wasn't the one giving birth. Still think this is all coincidence? Let's talk about what happened after. In the days that followed, Meghan's PR team didn't mention the photo. But Kelly? She vanished from Meghan's public circle. Events she usually attended with Meghan? No longer pictured. Collaborative charity posts that used to feature both their names? Suddenly stopped. Even during Meghan's virtual appearances, where Kelly's organization was once a favored shout-out, it went silent. The subtle distancing was there for all to see. And yet, Kelly never retracted her words. Which leaves us with a chilling question. Did Kelly accidentally expose the truth? Or was it intentional? Was the pressure of keeping Meghan's secret, especially one involving something as emotionally complex as surrogate children, finally too much to bear? Or was it a warning? A passive way to say, I know what happened, and if you push me, the world will too.